Welcome back to the Hall of Fame show. It's your girl Myra here with Ashley Burgess, the comedian. How are you doing today?
Nice to meet you, Miss Myra. I'm doing fabulous. Had a little bit of a hike, to get here, but
the LA traffic is not to be played with.
It's not, honey. It's not. Yeah, I was in Camarillo today, but I'm here. I'm excited to meet you. Let's get into some things, honey.
Let's get into it. Mm-hmm. So, of course, everyone wants to know your journey to becoming a comedian. Were you always funny? Were you like 5 years old and your mom was like, stop, you're doing too much?
My entire family's funny. I'm the least funny out my family.
Okay.
But I am the one that left when he got an education. My uncle passed away 2 years ago from pancreatic cancer. He very much put you in the mind of Cedric the Entertainer. He even looked like him. And he was so funny, but he never left because he wanted to take care of the family. So that was like a motivation for me. I have a much more famous, super funny cousin. His name is Titus Burgess from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Okay.
So, yeah, and he's had quite a run on Broadway and Netflix. So, we're just a funny family. My grandma is the funniest one by far.
Okay.
Yeah. It got to a point where I'm friends with pretty much every comedian. Even if we started off as friends, they weren't a comedian, they became one. I knew a lot of them, and I got to a point where, I'm just doing commercials and stuff, and I'm talking to them every day, and I'm making them laugh every day. Yeah. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. You making millions of dollars making people laugh, and I'm making you laugh. We need to do some restructuring here.
Yeah.
So about 2.5 years ago, I did my first show, and people kept booking me. I'm like, oh, shit, I guess that's what we're doing now.
Okay, so let's take a step back. Before you did your first comedy show, what were you doing?
Commercials,
theater, acting, theater, okay.
ballet,
okay,
all the arts,
from Los Angeles, from
Athens, Georgia,
okay,
by way of DC. I went to Howard University.
Ooh.
HU,
I was like, am I allowed to say that? I don't think so, since I didn't go there.
You can.
I think only if you go to Howard.
Honestly, Howard is just it's like a representation of blackness, right? Yeah. So I feel like everybody black can root for Howard, right? And now that I'm very much grown and very much out here in Hollywood in the industry, I can 1,000% say that Howard University is industry university.
Okay.
Fast track.
And so when did you come and move out here to Los Angeles?
2016. Okay. Tried the bi-coastal thing for about 2-3 years.
Yeah.
It got really expensive.
Yeah.
Got off the plane, went straight to acting coaching like the next day. And this acting coach was trained by the original Lee Strasberg. It was a married couple. And they talked about Strasberg every day. So eventually I'm like, well, shit, let me go ahead and go to Strasberg. Yeah. And she's one of the best method acting institutes in the country. And I say it's like Hogwarts for actors.
And what's in case people want to go to it, are we gatekeeping it?
It's not. Okay, so Strasberg is not gatekept.
Okay.
Location is here in Santa Monica Boulevard in New York City. But you do have to audition to get in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you went through the audition process?
I did, but I'll be honest, because my last name is Burgess and, Titus Burgess, my older cousin, I think I kind of...
We love nepotism.
Yeah, I'm not going to say... I'm definitely not going to say nepotism because the girl has to work, the girl has to struggle, the girl has to make choices.
Yes.
But they were very excited.
Yeah.
So it helped, it helped.
Okay. And so that first comedy show, what was that like for you?
I would love to tell you about it, sister. Okay, so my very first comedy show, believe it or not, was in a barbershop.
Okay.
So there's a barbershop called Trendsetters. It's next door to Kat Von D's tattoo shop. And they close it down at night, and they have a bar. You're allowed to smoke weed. And they have been doing these comedy shows for years. And even though it's a barbershop, it's still some pretty decent names on there. And shout out to comedian Ron G. I was telling him I was going to do this. And he's like, I think you need to do a month of open mics. I'm like, I got this. So go out there. And I do my set, and then after my set is over, I tell them it's my first time, and they were like blown away.
Yeah.
Lots of laughs. Nobody believed it was my first time. A lot of comedians that, I still deal with today, love very much. I met some of them that night, and they're just like, yo, that's your first time, blah, blah, blah. Second show, and I want to talk about this because on my second show, as far as my career, you gear yourself up for your first performance. I can't say that I had a plan on my second performance. My second performance a friend of mine ended up getting really drunk, and he couldn't perform at Sunset Rooftop. And so somebody that saw me perform, my first show, they're like, hey, he's drunk, he can't perform. Can you jump in and get on at Sunset Rooftop? And that was like within a week. And from there, and I point that out because had my second performance not came like that, I don't know if I ever would have got around to it. I don't.
Really?
I don't.
Okay. So your first performance or your second performance, did you do the same jokes as your first?
Absolutely. So I actually have a good reputation of never doing the same set twice.
Wow.
Never.
That's amazing.
So a lot of OGs, and when I say I pretty much know everybody in comedy except for Steve Harvey and Eddie Murphy. That's it. Okay. Everybody else know me and I know them. And so a lot of the OGs, they'll tell me like, okay, well, it's impressive that you can do that, but now you got to do your same jokes, repetition to get a tight set. And there is a little truth in that, but then also as other OGs, it's like, nah, they just telling you that because they can't do it and they trying to throw salt in your game. So
you're like, whichever one you going to say.
You take all the advice.
Yeah.
You're always a student.
Yeah.
And then you just find a healthy ground that works for you.
Who would you say? I know you said everyone except Eddie Murphy
and Steve Harvey.
So who would you say is your comedy inspiration? Or do you have any?
My comedy business inspiration is Tina Fey.
Okay.
I can't say that I look at anybody and see myself per se, which is probably why I'm on a fast track because I don't have much competition. Even like me and Tiffany, we know each other, and before I got in the game, I probably saw some personality traits, but like even I'm funnier than Tiffany, and everybody knows it, and that's fine.
Do you have a favorite comedian or no?
But I did study Richard Pryor when I was really gearing up, and I did that because I was worried if I was going too far, and then I watch him, I'm like, impossible.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. What would you say is the hardest part of being a comedian? Like, what is something that you're like
being attractive?
all the comedian men hating on you? Like, why is that hard? I feel like that would be good. No?
All right, so it kind of helps, but it works against you because like sometimes you're going on stage and then I always overdress, right? So it's like I'm in a gown, like I'm I package myself that way. It's funny because my first performance I probably looked like a butch dyke. I had on Jordans, but I got my packaging together real quick. And so when you're coming on stage with your material, especially if you're dressed sexy, got a curvy body, men and women in the audience, right? So women, you break through, but I'm telling you the process. So women, you get on stage and they just looking at you like this.
Really?
And you're like, God. I usually call them out. And then the men with the women, they want to laugh, but they also want to get some pussy at night. So they like, if I laugh at this bitch, then it's going to be an awkward car ride home.
Yeah.
So you got to break through that.
Yeah.
On top of but I'm good at what I do, and it's called show business. A lot of people in LA, they come out here and they're all about show. And the business falls to the wayside. I went to the Howard University School of Business. So I do approach everything I do with business. I have a business acumen. I demand certain rates, and I carry my career differently. Everybody's an independent contractor. So I carry my career differently than a lot of people. Yeah. Again, being very much a businesswoman. And then, so sometimes when you look a certain way and then you're doing more than other people faster, they might put that on, you're on the couch, you sucking, and what I'm saying? And they're like, one thing y'all don't got to worry about is me doing that for comedy. Okay? Other stuff, maybe, but none of them comedy. The bitch is funny.
Not for comedy.
Not for
you
comedy.
would do it to get ahead. Isn't that the part about being in LA?
Yeah, but honey, that's what I was just telling somebody. Comedy is a leg or a limb on a body of work that I'm into. So I mean, there's no comedian that can help me get ahead. It's just not. It's not how that works.
Really, even if
there's no comedian like I know Martin Lawrence. I can call him right now. No, like everybody's trying to figure it out too. Everybody's still trying to find work. Okay. Now there's a guy with 6 followers on Instagram that's signing everybody checks.
That is so accurate.
No blue check. Now he can help you get ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
People got the game fucked up, but I don't.
Period. So then, what do you enjoy the most? Getting on stage, making people laugh.
I really do love that, but producing, because I do have messages that I want to put out, and I'm just such a people person. So when you're in production, you create you create works of art to put out your message, your vision, but then you also create opportunities for other people, and I love that.
Yeah.
You know, so just production. I currently have a boxing match that I'm producing between Mike Epps and James Toney, August 29th and 30th. Thank you. We just put a cartoon for Tiffany Haddish. Like, that's why I was like, I'm funny. We're good now. Like, we full circle. We have animation for Tiffany Haddish, Black Unicorn, that's in development.
Amazing.
You know, that I'm EP of. So I'm super, super excited about things like this. And a couple more projects, but those are like my two that I'm really excited about.
So you wear so many different hats. Producer's one of those hats. How did you get into production?
You know what I say? Producers produce. Mm-hmm. Literally, like, producers, if that's what you are, that's just what you are, even when you're doing it on accident. Like, somebody can be saying something, they got a vision, and you realize they're like missing moving pieces, and you got all the resources, and then before you even hire, you just start putting stuff together, and then you get hired.
Yeah.
You know, so like, literally, executive producers execute and produce, and it's that simple.
Yeah.
So regardless of if you know how to do the thing yourself, which this year I've really sharpened my technical skills. Mm-hmm. So I'm just as much of an engineer as I am, a mastermind, which I haven't always been.
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence has helped me a lot. Same. It really has.
Every day.
You have no excuse to not know anything.
Yeah.
But even if you don't have, you're not technically inclined, or you can't engineer like this, as long as you can pick up the phone and call somebody to make these things happen, you're good. So that's how I got there.
Yeah. And so, you knowing so many people, if there's someone watching this and they're like, I want to be a comedian, I want to be like Ashley, yada, yada, how did you make your network here in Los Angeles, especially coming from Georgia? Like, what advice would you give to people?
Well, I do realize that, again, I do think I had a little bit of a cheat code because of Howard University. You know, we started there. It was industry university. So even moving out here, I'm like, oh, I'm going to LA. I'm going to get a new life. Child, my whole school moved out here. Like, the whole Howard University came out here. I was like, I already know everybody, and I didn't like that. I didn't want that. I wanted a new life.
Yeah. Even
though I love my old life there, it was like, damn. And then even moving up in the industry, executive roles, talent, whatever have you, is a lot of people that I went to school with. So I kind of was genuinely born into a network. Mm-hmm. But Howard don't make it easy. Like, they make you do this thing called validated. If you went to Howard, you know what I'm talking about. They probably as soon as I said that, they're like, so they make you get validated. So any other school, you sign up for your classes, you go, you register. Howard, you're going to sign up for these classes. You're going to look at them online. They might disappear before your eyes. And then once you sign up for them, now you have a 5-day period in the beginning of school to run and meet with these professors. And the professors have to like you and sign off on a paper to admit you into the class.
Yeah.
And it was so strange at the time, but I recently realized it's like that taught us how to network. Yeah. You know?
And like reaching that connection. And how was the move out here to LA? Was it everything you ever dreamed of?
Absolutely. It was.
Okay.
It was. I would say, you have your hardships. I mean, but even DC is more expensive than LA. Yeah. So.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. But I will say that, like, especially during that Strasbourg era, and I want to be very clear, like, Strasbourg is not cheap, and I very much support myself. I mean, there's some men that think I'm pretty, and they pitch in sometimes.
As they should.
But, but also men are groupies too. So they want to pitch in now because I'm on the up and up. When I was trying to figure my shit out, it was really just me. And so it was days where I had to choose between food and paying my acting coach. And I chose my acting coach. Oh, wow. So like real talk. Yeah. And so it's just like, hungry, but I'm here and I'm learning. And whether you have your big break or not, one thing that nobody can take from you is time in the game. Mm-hmm. And then the game is also something you can't cheat. So when you do have your moment, your big break, it's going to be very apparent, hey, she's been in the field, she's been studying for 10, 15, 20 years, Yeah. So, yeah.
So if you had like an ultimate goal or dream, or you're manifesting your destiny, what would that look like?
I thought I had to go in a certain order to accomplish this, but I definitely want my own production lot the size of Tyler Perry. And transparency moment, me, my partner Lisa Jacobs, we already had a meeting in City Hall in Inglewood. And we have put forth motion to actually build out a state-of-the-art AI lot rivaling Tyler Perry's in Inglewood near SoFi Stadium. So we've already had the meeting. It's already been put. It's going to be a multi-year process. In the meantime, we've been absorbed by WePlay, which is an incredible esports production studio. And they had available space upstairs. So we moved in upstairs, and we're bringing in like more talk shows. Even the James Toney Mike Epps fight that I told you about is going to be there, which I personally brokered.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that, I mean, that was my dream. I thought I'd be 50. I also thought I'd be in a different tax bracket to make, and I say that to motivate people.
Yeah.
I thought I'd be in a completely different tax bracket to make something like that happen, and it's like that ain't how it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
And if anybody takes away anything from this, sometimes it's when your pockets get lower than low and your back is against the wall, when those type of dreams that you think you got to be a millionaire to make happen will actually come to fruition. Believe it or not.
And how did that collaboration with WePlay come to be?
So interesting enough, WePlay had already reached out to my business partner Elisa because they wanted her to come on for marketing. Me having a rapport with the mayor, just from managing like Issa Rae's artists back in the day, and then him giving her key to the city, blah blah blah. I wanted to just present to them what we're doing with our production company. On a small scale. Yeah. We didn't think the lot was a thing at the time. I didn't know how WePlay was going to come into place, but it was just one thing led to another. The mayor was like, you guys got 30 minutes. City Hall meeting, you guys got 30 minutes. Child, by the time we got to minute 28, he started canceling calls. We end up having a 2-hour and 12 meeting. And right before I walked in there, I looked at my business partner. I said, I know we're just supposed to be talking about that one little studio, but let's go in there and go for the lot. Let's go for the lot. She's like, are you sure? So we talking, and we're telling the mayor how we're so proud of what they're doing in Inglewood. But I'm saying this because apparently this is a buzzword. I was like, but Mr. Mayor, your city has a deficit. And he was like, deficit? His head snapped around so quick. Don't tell nobody to think everything is... When I said deficit, it wasn't even strategic. I was just talking. I said, but your city has a deficit. And he was like, what are you talking about? I said, you guys aren't doing the equivalent of what Tyler has done in Atlanta and what 50 Cent's done in Shreveport. Why is that? And then I said, respectfully, I said, and if I'm not mistaken, Kenya Barris and Issa Rae, we had also checked in with them the night before. My business partner, Lisa, is like close with them. I said, but I also want to make sure I ain't step on no toes. So I said, if I'm not mistaken, Kenya Barris and Issa Rae haven't really established that studio here in Inglewood either, right? He said, you are correct. And we started moving forward with the plans. And so the mayor is also who kind of, I guess, encouraged the Ukrainians of WePlay, because they're coming from the Ukraine because of the war. He encouraged them to set up shop in Inglewood. They were just looking for a space out here in Hollywood. They didn't know where to go. And so he encouraged them to come over there. I have a rapport with him. My business partner had a rapport with WePlay because they want her for marketing. One thing just led to another, and it all made sense. He actually made a joke. He was like, it'll be interesting if WePlay, like absorbed you guys gratis, just like on the house. And we sat down and we looked at our strengths and our weaknesses, and we have a lot of strengths that they don't have, and obviously vice versa. And it just ended up making sense, Oh my gosh.
So if there's one piece of advice with everything you're doing here in LA that you could give to our viewers, what would it be?
It's going to be really... stereotypical advice, but literally don't fold. Like, that day you think that LA is getting so tough you're going to have to pull the plug, my advice is do whatever you got to do to push 1 week past that day. Because literally that's when everything starts clicking and making sense. Like, what's today, Thursday? Like, Tuesday I was on Access Hollywood with Mario Lopez for, a fun show that I did. Yeah. Like, it's like... What? Like, like,
one of those moments where you're like, wait, I'm right next to Mario Lopez.
Yeah, like last month I'm in LA Magazine and they're highlighting me as an angel of comedy, and it's just like it got a little shaky right before that, and I kept pushing, so just really do not fold and don't rush it.
Well, tell the people where they can find you at. I feel like we need to do a part 2 with this because there's so much more.
Because I would love like when we start doing release dates and on a press run. I would like to bring people in our projects back, bring Tiffany back, Mike Epps, the people that are in our project and they could be part of the press run. You can find me at I am the Ashley on Instagram. Honestly, can keep up with me that way. I think that's the easiest way.
Make sure you follow her. More to come from Ashley. I can't wait to see all that you're about to do in the city and beyond. Thank you so much for tuning into the Hall of Fame show.
Having me.
Stay tuned.